when our deepest failures or sins or shortcomings are exposed, what do? Where the things you're hiding are now exposed in the light. Alam mo, ganda ng promise sa Romans 8:1, there's now no more condemnation for those who are in Christ. And the Greek word for condemnation means katakrima. It means it's final judicial verdict of guilt. No more appeal, no more parole, it's final. And this woman who's caught in adultery in John chapter 8 verses 1 to 2, we're going to look at this story and hopefully we can learn something from this. It says here, Jesus returned to the Mount of Olives, but early in the morning, he went back to the temple again. And then, as usual, maraming crowd na nagka-gather kay Jesus. They want to hear him preach and all. And as he was preaching, there was this bunch of religious leaders, mga lawyers, ibig sabihin, they studied the law of God. And the Pharisees, they brought this woman who was caught in adultery. Hindi lang may suspect siya nag-adultery. No, she was caught doing things na hindi dapat ginagawa ng hindi mag-asawa. So this woman, na-imagine ko lang na nandun sa bahay ng isang kalaguyo niya, and then when they're starting to do the things na hindi dapat nila galawa, they went inside, and then this woman was dragged, hawak-hawak lang ng babae yung bed sheet and all, and then dinala kay Jesus. And then sabi ng mga religious leaders, the law of Moses says, stone her. What do you say? Now, verse 6, sinabi sa atin dito that they were trying to trap Jesus on saying things na pwede nila magamit against her. They kept demanding for an answer, but Jesus, it's funny, umupo lang si Jesus sa floor and then wrote something on the floor. We don't know what he wrote, but the people kept on asking, stone ba namin to? Sabi sa batas natin, we're gonna stone her to death. Then Jesus stooped down again and then wrote on the dust, and finally, tumayo si Jesus, sabi, kung sino walang kasalanan, cast the first stone. Then one by one, starting with the oldest to the youngest, they started leaving, and no one was left, only Jesus and the woman. And sabi ni Jesus sa babae, where are the accusers? Where are your accusers? Didn't even one of them stay and condemn you? And in verse 11, sabi ng babae, no one, Lord. And then sabi ni Jesus, neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more. The scene is in Jerusalem, likely in the outer courts of the temple where Jesus normally hangs out and nagpipreach siya. It's a public space. It's buzzing with people. And Jesus is teaching a lot of people. During the time, there's a huge crowd. And suddenly, a commotion breaks out.
Padanin nyo to.
The religious leaders, the scribes, the Pharisees, they dragging a woman before him. Alam ni Jesus na may kaso dahil iyak na iyak yung babae, and she's become a public spectacle sa lahat ng crowd. And then sabi ng mga Pharisees and teachers, this woman was caught in adultery, and they put her in front of the crowd. Now, they have no intention of, putting into justice yung ginawa ng babae. Their agenda is just to trap Jesus. You see, according to the law, Deuteronomy 20:22, if a man is found sleeping with another man's wife, both the man who slept with her and the woman must die. You must purge the evil from Israel. So hindi after tong mga religious leaders sa justice, otherwise nandun yung lalaki. Ayun, dapat mabigyan ng hustisya yung misis na tong lalaki na to, saka mister na tong babae na to, dapat they are gonna be dead. But then again, they're not interested in justice. They're interested in setting a trap for Jesus. They ask Jesus, what do you say? If Moses is here, Moses will say, stone her to death. And then, verse 6, they were trying to trap him into saying they could use against him. You see, they're under Roman occupation, okay? So, mga Israel, under Roman occupation, they have a certain power, okay? Because they're collecting tax and all, yung mga Israel. But then again, pagdating po sa passing judgment about death, they don't have the power to execute or carry out an execution. Only the Romans can do that kasi Jesus dinala pa kay Pontius Pilate. They put Jesus in an impossible situation. If Jesus says, let her go, he'll be proclaimed, you're a heretic, hindi ka sumusunod sa batas ni Moses, sa batas ng Diyos, you're gonna be stoned to death as well. The crowd will stone Jesus, katulad ng ginawa kay Stephen. Now, pag sinabi naman ni Jesus na stone her, kasi pag sinabi ni Jesus na patawarin niya yung babae, ganun, hindi ka sumusunod. Pag sinabi naman niyang stone her to death, and then criminal ka, you defy Roman law. They will hand Jesus over to the Roman authorities, and sasabihin nila, itong tao na to, nagdi-declare na execution to this woman, and Jesus will be handed over to the Roman authorities for execution. So kumbaga, it's a brilliant political trap. This woman is the bait. Can you imagine her shame? Can you imagine her terror? I mean, exposed, humiliated, standing in the brink of a brutal death. I mean, she's as good as dead, by the way. Yung babae na to, wala na. Tanggap na niya nung nahuli siya ng mga Pharisees, I'm dead. So, kaya pag tinignan mo to, she was condemned by men. The first thing we see, yung universal human reality, humans are quick to judge and condemn. Tama po ba? Ako lang ba to? I mean, there's so much hypocrisy po, lalo na sa social media. Ngayon, walang stone na ginagamit. Pero alam niyo yung cancel culture? Mga followers mo, the following day, mayroon ka lang pinost na hindi nila trip, you'll be judged. So pag tinignan natin, modern day, we ourselves fall into this trap na we easily judge a sinner. Or, hindi nga minsan natin alam kung sinner talaga. Video lang, na agad tayo, nag-judge na tayo. Ito, ipapakita ko yung picture. Sino sa inyo rito nung nakita nyo to, you easily judge these two people? Yung nahuli sa Coldplay concert. Yeah? Di ba? Nagtago yung babae. Yeah. They might be sinning, pero minsan tayo, ang galing nating mag-judge agad. Ay, nahuli, buti sa'yo, CEO, yaman-yaman mo ha, may babae ka, buti sa'yo, boss mo yan, kinabit mo ha. So we easily judge these people nung nakita natin yan. In the court of public opinion, mabilis tayong maghusga. And I'm guilty of that as well. Madalas hypocritical tayo and merciless tayo. Ang bilis natin mag-tweet, mag-post, mag-gossip, mag-cancel culture. Unfortunately for us, when we judge, we don't even know sometimes the full story. O minsan kahit tama tayo, we tend to judge others based on their action. And pag tayo naman gumawa ng action nila, we judge ourselves by our intention. Tama po ba? Tinira natin yung babae na yon, unfaithful siya sa husband niya, unfaithful yung lalaki sa wife niya. Pero sino sa inyo rito, one way or the other, parang hindi ka physically unfaithful, pero you're looking at pornography, lustful materials, may mga nakikipag-flirt tayo minsan, hindi lang siguro tayo nahuhuli. O maring hindi yan ang issue mo, maring unfaithful ka sa company, maring ginagamit mo yung pera na hindi dapat sa'yo, maring unfaithful ka sa time mo sa company. So kumbaga, ang point ko lang, sometimes we do the same thing but we end up thinking, hindi ako ganyan. So sometimes we judge others sa mali nilang ginawa. Pag tayong may maling ginawa, we judge ourselves by our intention. So be careful. Minsan tayo pa mga Kristiyano yung napakadaling maghusga. Tandaan niyo po, yung shame hindi nagpuproduce ng righteousness. Ang ginagawa lang yan, magtanim ng takot sa tao. When we convict, when we shame people, when we plant guilt on people, hindi yan nag-i-inspire ng change. Nagagawa lang yan, tinutulak yung mga tao lang para magtago when we condemn people.